Good morning and welcome to the GO1 Content Update webinar. Today, I'm joined by Mitch Sabine from our content team, who's going to talk to you about all of the new updates to GO1 Premium, content partners we've brought on board, and all of the awesome things that are going to help you to train your team more efficiently. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to kick things over to Mitch now, and I'm going to let him start going through his updates and letting you know what we've got coming. How are you doing, Mitch?
Good morning. Thanks, Scott. Welcome, everyone, and appreciate your time this morning or this evening, wherever you are in the world. So I'm going to cover off a few things today. I've been with GO1 for a few months now, working in the content space. This will hopefully be one of the first of many content webinars hosted by GO1. So now that we've got a whole team dedicated to content partnerships, we want to ensure that you as the customer are getting all the content that you need and hopefully more from GO1. And we want you to know every time a new partner hits the platform so you can get the most out of your learning experience and help you select the most relevant content to better train and empower learning in your staff. So these webinars, we're going to host them on a quarterly frequency moving forward. And hopefully you'll all be able to join us, and I can fill you in on all of the wonderful new partners that have hit the platform in the last couple of months. So what we'll be covering off today, we have some new partners joining GO1. We've got 5 new content partners that have joined GO1 Premium. We have Skillsoft, which I know everyone is really excited about, world leaders in e-learning. We've got over 5,000 of Skillsoft's courses in GO1, and we have 320 of their most popular titles available in GO1 Premium. They are available in Australia and New Zealand and Southeast Asia currently, but hopefully that will change over the next few months, and we'll be able to have that content available in other regions as well. And just a quick one, guys. If anyone has any questions throughout the webinar, please feel free to post them in the chat. And then when we get around to questions at the end, I can just have a look at those questions and give you an answer pretty quickly. In terms of other new partners that we have that have joined, we've got a couple from the UK and a couple for our New Zealand customers. So a few things that I'll touch on before I get into a bit more detail about our new partners. We do have some replacements for Open Sesame Microsoft Office content. So I know this was a question that was raised with by a number of our customers with our customer success managers. So we have 2 replacements. Currently we have Vado, who's a US-based provider of Microsoft Office training. They've replaced somewhat Open Sesame in our system. And we also have a new partner who has some really great Microsoft Office training from sort of basic, beginner, all the way through to advanced. And I'll touch on that partner a little bit later on in this presentation. If you've got any questions about Microsoft Office training or the replacements for Open Sesame, please post them in the chat and I'll address them at the end of the webinar. So another update, we want to be your e-learning friend. So we know that in the past there has been, there might be a number of occasions where there's some content that GO1 doesn't have available. And it might be a little bit cumbersome or a bit difficult to go and find that content or that training yourselves. So we want to make that experience as seamless as possible. So if you have any content that you currently don't have available in GO1 that you really want to get your hands on, please talk to your customer success manager and they can relay that information onto me, and we can hopefully then go and source that for you. And the last general update we have for the first quarter is GO1 Training Assist. So I guess building on that responsiveness that we want to add to content requests, we have introduced GO1 Training Assist, which is a really great initiative we've got going. And it's basically we want to help you find, book, deliver, and track all of your, not just your online learning, but your face-to-face learning and your blended learning as well. So when training, you may have a course or a qualification that isn't easily available online, or it's really hard and time-consuming to source. So you can talk to our training assist team, and they'll find the best available training for you in a number of different locations. So if you're interested in that, ask your CSM, and they'll be able to help you get the most out of Training Assist. So I'll get into our new content partners that have joined GO1 now. So as I mentioned previously, we've got 5 new content partners that have joined GO1 and GO1 Premium in particular over the last couple of months. So they all have various different content types, industry and skills focuses. And the massive one, obviously, that everyone's really interested in is Skillsoft. So as I mentioned, we've got thousands of their courses available in GO1, but we also have 4 smaller but still really high quality partners who've joined systems. So we have a UK provider called Skillboosters. We have one of Australia and New Zealand's leading compliance trainers, Safetrac. We have a US-based data security awareness training company called Inspired eLearning, and we have an AI-driven e-learning company out of the UK called Filtered. So I'll just give you a bit more information about Skillsoft now. So hopefully you're all aware that Skillsoft content is now available through GO1. And we've got over 5,000 of their courses, 320 available in GO1 Premium. So Skillsoft's titles range from compliance, soft skills, professional development, through to really specific skills training. So for example, Skillsoft's got a really great developer training library. They've got some really great IT project management courses in there, things like Agile project methodology, ITIL, Prince2. And they also have some really, really sought after digital skills training in there at the moment. So, digital marketing, sales skills, that sort of thing as well. So if it isn't in Premium, if you can't find a Skillsoft title available in Premium, we can get it for you. So please just ask your CSM and we can purchase this content or this course for you at a discounted rate. In terms of credibility and authority, so Skillsoft's a really, really well-known content provider worldwide. They've been named one of the top 20 e-learning companies for the last 8 years running. So if you're wondering why choose Skillsoft content, why is that relevant for learners in my organization? Skillsoft really has 3 key pillars that they base their content around. So the first is engaging content. The second is having the most essential topics. So understanding what's in demand in the market at the moment, what skills are in demand, and producing really high quality content based around that. And an unparalleled choice in modality. So what that means is rather than not all content is suited for all modalities. So for instance, you might have, for a sexual harassment course, it might be best delivered if it was a really impactful video with some distressing themes and then followed by a quiz. That could be much more effective than just a sort of a standard interactive file with just text and audio. So Skillsoft really tries to adapt their content for the most appropriate mode of delivering that. And they do a really good job at that. So they have a massive depth and breadth of library and training available. They've got 4 key content areas: business and leadership skills, IT skills and certifications, digital skills, and then of course compliance. So Skillsoft can really offer you, I guess, all the training that your organization needs. And via GO1, you can get your hands on all of that as well. So in terms of some of their top sellers list, they've got an award-winning compliance library. Their IT skills and project management library is extremely popular, and also their business skills library is very popular as well. So fantastic news, though. We have them all, and you can access all of those titles through GO1. Our second new partner that has joined GO1 this quarter is Inspired eLearning. So as of last week, Inspired eLearning is a GO1 Premium partner. Their content is being integrated as we speak, so it will be available in the next few weeks. They're a US-based provider of data security awareness training. and they've won over 50 awards and have been recognized by Gartner as the world leader in online computer security and data security training. So they've trained over 9 million users in the US and globally. So for customers, for those of you who have US offices or employees, Inspired eLearning also has some excellent HR compliance titles. So if you do have employees who require compliance training in the US, you can access some of that through Inspired eLearning on the GO1 platform. So you'll be covered from a regulatory standpoint. But Inspired's bread and butter is really data security and cybersecurity awareness training, which is obviously a really sort of hot button issue at the moment with everything that's been going on in the news. And it's really relevant for any employee within an organization. So Inspired even has some really great executive level training, which is aimed at more the C-suite of an organization, because they recognize that IT security is a company-wide issue and it's not just limited to an IT department. So some of their courses or content that they offer, how to avoid phishing scams, how to set suitable passwords, social engineering, how to avoid ransomware and malware, social media best practices, cloud security, and they've got many more. They also offer GDPR training. So if you do business in Europe, you'll be aware that by the end of May that you will need to ensure that all your employees are compliant with GDPR legislation. So a little bit more about Inspired. Inspired's mantra is actually, your people are the weak point in your security infrastructure, make them your strength. So I think that's a really compelling tagline, especially in today's environment. So they do this by having really up-to-date relevant content, which is designed by some of the best thought leaders in the IT security ecosystem. They have really well-designed interactive and multimodal content packages, which speak to employees of any level. They've actually got this really fantastic how to avoid phishing simulation, where they'll simulate a phishing campaign and send multiple phishing emails to your employees and see if they can pick up on those or whether they would in fact be, I guess, caught in the web. So that's a really interesting course that we can access as well if you're interested in training your employees on that. Their most popular courses, information security for executives, social engineering, social media best practices, and phishing awareness. So again, all of these are available in GO1 Premium. And if you've got any questions about US compliance titles offered by Inspired eLearning, please throw them up in the chat and I can answer those at the end of the webinar. The next new content partner that we have joining are Safetrac. So Safetrac are an Australian and New Zealand leading compliance provider, and they have joined only to offer their New Zealand compliance titles at the moment, but hopefully that will change in the future. So if you have employees who, or if you have officers or employees who work out of New Zealand, then Safetrac content will be particularly relevant for them. So we've got 12 of their compliance titles, which will obviously ensure that you meet your regulatory requirements in New Zealand. Safetrac is really well recognised around Australia and New Zealand as the highest quality compliance trainer, and they've won Best Compliance Training Provider in Asia Pacific for 7 years in a row at the LearnX eLearning Awards. So they've got a really big client list already. Companies like David Jones, Air New Zealand, and Fisher & Paykel, they use Safetrac content to train their New Zealand employees. So why Safetrac? Really high quality, up-to-date compliance titles, which are written and produced by subject matter experts at Safetrac's sister law firm, which is Minter Ellison Rudd Watts. So some of the best subject matter experts are producing this content. And obviously they'll meet all their regulatory requirements and be updated at least once a quarter with new animations, fresh copy, and interactions, which keeps it really fresh and relevant for you as the end user. It's really easy to understand and really easy to navigate, so it's relevant for any business from SMB through to large corporates. Their most popular courses, unfortunately, they are compliance courses, so they're not exactly popular, but more a must-do. But the most used courses they have are discrimination, privacy, anti-bullying, and harassment. So all of these available in premium again. and they're currently only for New Zealand, but hoping to be available in Australia soon. The next content partner who we've had join in Q1 is UK-based Filtered. So Filtered are a really interesting e-learning provider. They are driven by AI, and they have around 30 courses at the moment available through GO1 Premium, and they're relevant for anyone around the world. So they have really, really awesome, what they specialize in is business skills and Microsoft Office training. So I know there's been a number of questions about Open Sesame's Microsoft Office content no longer being available. So we can use Filtered as a really fantastic replacement. So the great news is Filtered will only train your employees in Microsoft Office skills which they actually need. So because it's AI driven, how Filtered works is they have this awesome little tool at the beginning of the interactive file, which gathers a lot of data about each of your employees, every user, about their learning history. And then it will only start that employee at a part of the interactive or a part of the course which is relevant for them. So what this does is it keeps your employees engaged. It means that they're not relearning things that they've already learned. They're not wasting time. You're saving money on their training by ensuring that they're only learning what they need to learn. So this tool, it's built into every one of Filtered's courses at the start of the course. And obviously, yeah, it'll customize the course so it delivers it in a way that's particularly relevant for that user. So Filtered, they cover everything from business and finance skills all the way through to basic and advanced Microsoft Office skills. So they have a number of different Microsoft Office titles all the way through from beginner to advanced. So all 30 of those titles will be available very soon in Premium, hopefully within the coming weeks. So your customer success manager will advise you as soon as they are available. And the last content partner that we have had join in Q1 is UK-based Skillboosters. So Skillboosters really specialize in inclusiveness and anti-discrimination or diversity content. They have joined GO1 Premium and they have around 40 courses available. So diversity and I guess inclusiveness is quite a hot button issue at the moment. So Skillboosters content touches on these issues and it's really relevant to every organization. So they've got many notable clients already who use Skillboosters content, Allianz, GlaxoSmithKline, and the University of Cambridge. And their content's really unique because of its delivery. So each interactive file it's broken down into multiple video scenarios, and they have quizzes spaced at intervals in between. So you might get a bit of a scenario at the beginning of a course. You'll then get a quiz which reinforces that learning and makes sure that you've understood the themes and the issues in that video. You'll then go on to another video and then get another quiz. So it's really keeps the learner engaged. Make sure that they don't become bored or overwhelmed by information before completing the assessment. So really keeps them engaged throughout that learning experience. So that's particularly relevant for some of the topics that they cover as well. Obviously, some of these themes and courses that Skillboosters offer, they're quite confronting or can be quite confronting. So it's really important that the learner has that information presented to them in an impactful way, and then that they then understand it and make sure that they comprehend it and they actually learn. So some of their most popular courses, they have a really great course on transgender awareness in the workplace. They've got a great course on bullying and harassment. They've actually got a really a great course called Equality Essentials, which is all about equality in the workplace and how it affects, I guess, every different level of the organization. So all of these titles will again be available in GO1 Premium, and we're very happy to offer these courses to you. So that's pretty much everything from me today, guys. A bit of a whirlwind run through of the GO1 content space for Q1. And really looking forward to, if you have any questions, please shoot them through now, whether that be via the chat or if you'd just like to shout out. Happy to take any questions. So thanks again for your time, guys. Really appreciate it.